Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Ricknineg. Thank you so much for joining me today. It feels like it's been like 20,000 years since I've seen you guys or talked to you guys or been on the live stream. I'm so excited to just talk with you and talk some Lucy and just have some fun like we always do on this lovely Sunday. We have had the weirdest Sunday. We've had close to 100 degrees of heat, and then all of a sudden it was raining for 5 minutes, and then it stopped. And so it was like, and our rain is cold, so it's like, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, it is, I guess, the end of summer, kind of a weird type of weather situation, but other than that, everything is great. Thank you guys for joining the live stream. Welcome to everyone. And we're going to get ready to go and watch a couple episodes. So if you have access to the episodes, I suggest you pop in season 6. We're going to watch, I'm going to watch, hopefully you watch with me, Lucy Meets Orson Welles, as well as Little Ricky Gets Stage Fright. So we'll get into those. Hello, everyone. And let me just open up, look at all my cheat sheets. Well, not my cheat sheets, but all the notes I take. As I read stuff, I take notes so I remember where things are. So it's kind of my, my secret. I don't know, my secret, my work. I'm doing well, everyone. Thank you for asking. Hopefully you are all doing well. Have some cool stuff for this channel coming up, some really awesome things that hopefully you will enjoy. So look out for that. Make sure to turn your notifications on so that you're notified. Because sometimes the way YouTube works, even if you're subscribed, you won't get a notification. Like, you won't be told, it won't appear. And so, you know, not as many people get to watch the content. That's kind of not cool. All right, let me open to the episode. Now, I got a little bit of a fact for you, for the few that are watching just as we're starting up the live stream. I'm sure you guys remember this man if you're a big Lucy fan. Do you remember that man? So you see Lucy there, you see little Desi Jr., at least, not really Desi Jr., but, you know, Little Ricky as we call him, and then that man in the background. Do you guys know who that is? He played Mr. Stewart, really upset, angry Mr. Stewart, who didn't like the dog. Do you guys, there's 2 trivia questions. Do you guys know in what other episode that actor appeared? In one other episode of I Love Lucy. This is in season 6. We're not going to watch that episode today, but I saw that picture. Do you guys know what episode Mr. Stewart appeared in? I'll show them to you once more. There we go. What other episode did he appear in? Boom. And then there's something really interesting about him that I'll tell you in just a little bit if we get a couple guesses. And if we don't, that's okay. I'll let you know. But I'm sure someone out there knows, or maybe all of you. I don't know. Who knows? All right. So let's take a look at this episode. Last video we watched, or we talked about Lucy and Bob Hope, and Little Ricky learns to play the drum. So we're going to be looking at Lucy Meets Orson Welles. And I want to make a video on Orson Welles. So Bradness, was he the neighbor who moved and complained of the racket? Yes, he was the neighbor, Mr. Stewart. He made, it's a short appearance. Alec, you're awesome, you're on fire. He was Lucy's pretend ex-boyfriend from season 1. Lucy's pretend yes, the hobo. Very good. So he pretended that he was, but he really wasn't. Yes, absolutely. Yes, he was the bum. Now, guess what? I just found this out. He was the ex-husband of Tallulah Bankhead. Did you guys know that? Maybe you did, but I was so surprised. His name was, I forgot his name. Like his actual name. John Emery. Yeah, John Emery was the ex-husband of Tallulah Bankhead. Isn't that crazy? I think that's awesome. I mean, I guess it shouldn't be a surprise because all these guys, all these actors, they kind of know each other. And they intermarry, you know, they marry with another actor, the son of an actor, the daughter of an actor, and all this stuff, and they kind of keep it within Hollywood. So it's kind of interesting, kind of blew me away, all these husbands and wives making appearances on the show. So kind of cool little fact that you knew. Maybe I'll make a video on it, but at least you guys know about it now. Okay. Arthur, wasn't he the Hollywood producer Lucy broke the vase over his head before they went to Hollywood? No, that wasn't the same one. That is Frank Nelson. That was Frank Nelson. Oh, yes? The yes guy. Yeah, Josh, if you have a Facebook group, just invite me. Or if you see Ricknineg, just send me a message or something with the link, and I'll be happy to do that. Holy cow, Batman. Okay, so let's start Orson Welles. I'm going to start the episode up. At least you guys should queue it up so you can kind of watch it with me if you have access to it. If not, it's okay. I'll kind of point out some things, and most of you have probably seen it already, so no problemo there. So, Lucy Meets Orson Welles. This debuted October 15th, 1956, episode 155. Now, what's funny here is that Lucy and Bob Hope was episode 154. Then they have listed Little Ricky Learns to Play the Drums, 157. Then 155, Lucy Meets Orson Welles. They're out of order because of the way they were taped. You see, Lucy Meets Orson Welles was taped pretty much right after the Bob Hope episode, and then Little Ricky Learns to Play the Drums. Oh no, then Little Ricky Gets Stage Fright comes after, then Little Ricky Learns to Play the Drums comes last. So the order is different. Anyway, episode 155 for Lucy Meets Orson Welles, filmed on Thursday, June 14th, 1956. Rating share was 43.8 out of 62. As good as the Bob Hope? Not as good as the Bob Hope. Bob Hope one was 48.7, so a little bit more on that one. Orson Welles plays himself. Miss Hannah was Ellen Corby. She does play a few other parts in other shows that I can't think of right now. Paul, the manager at Club Babalu, he appears in many places. Lou Krugman, sales clerk at Macy's, that's Ray Kellogg. Now, he appears in other stuff as well. Yes, he's the guy who does All Quiet on the Set. That was Ray Kellogg. Jack Rice was a floor walker. Customers, Fred Aldrich, Hazel Pierce, and Bennett Green, of course, he's in probably every single Bennett Green and Hazel Pierce are probably in every single episode, or most of them. Like, they're in a lot of them. So, yes. So, I don't know. I might make a fact or fiction video on that. Maybe you guys like that. And you guys, of course, will know already. You guys already know that fact. But kind of cool. I like to really enjoy that stuff. Do I like the Orson Welles episode? Let's talk about this Orson Welles episode. I was thinking back to all the... You guys tell me what you think on my thoughts. I was going back to all of the guest stars, pretty much, okay? Even going back to Tennessee Ernie Ford, Bob Hope, Cornell Weil, Harpo Marx. Just put them all in one pot, okay? I would pick out two. I would pick out Orson Welles and Cornell Wilde. Maybe Tennessee Ernie Ford, but I would say Orson Welles heads up the gang as pretty much the one who doesn't let anything happen to him. He doesn't want to get messy. He's Orson Welles, if I can make that, if that even makes sense. Bob Hope had a ball tossed on his head and did some funky stuff. Milton Berle hung off of the bucket. You see John Wayne sat on a hair curler. I mean, crazy John Wayne, meaning like buff man John Wayne did that. I can keep going and going, except for Orson Welles. And that was just a thought in my mind that, did he deny to get any of this stuff done? Was he like, no, I won't let people really make fun of me? There's really nothing that you make fun of him. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. I am using your cup. I'm thirsty. Not sure Princess Lucy would pass a PC test today, sadly. So much humor to be lost. Oh, that is funny. Hey, Eddie, thank you for joining the live stream. Yeah, Arthur, you think that one's annoying where Little Ricky gets stage fright? What's annoying about it? Is it Little Ricky? What exactly was annoying about that episode to you? Did Hayes do Lucy get a freezer? What do you mean by that, Scott? Let me know. Was Hazel in it, you mean? Hazel Pierce? I do like Orson Welles, Alex says, when he introduces Lucy as Lucy. Yep. Yeah, the John Wayne skit to me is one of the funniest done to a celebrity. Harpo Marx was great because he's playing Harpo Marx. But John Wayne, to me, it's like he made himself look like a fool, but in a good way. I mean, who else? Bill Holden, same thing. Now, Richard Widmark, not that much. You know, like so you can see the differences there in the actors and actresses. So that is very cool. Maybe because Orson Welles considered him an artist, maybe even that was beneath him. I don't know, but it's interesting to think about for sure. Yes, Bradness, Hope, Widmark. Yes, similar. I would say Hope and Widmark are not the same. Hope really let himself made fun of. Like, he did great. He did great in that. I kind of want to. I wish I had a list of like all the special guests. But yeah, definitely a cool thing. I mean, Tallulah Bankhead, she was a pain in the butt to work with, according to reports, and that was very interesting because they were going to get Betty Davis, and yeah, just my thoughts on that. But any other celebrities on the show? Anne Southern, I mean, she played a drunk, right? Who else can we think about? Maurice Chevalier, he hid behind the trunk of a car, he was gonna be smuggled illegally into another country. Like, think about that being done today. I give him props. He was an older celebrity, internationally known, and I mean, look at that. I think that was awesome. Arthur, okay, I get you on that. The writing in the episode drags on a little bit. Right now, Lucy's at the store with Ray Kellogg, the all quiet on the set guy. And he's showing her some scuba diving equipment, skin diving equipment, skin diving set, something like that. Alec, trivia for you. Oh, geez. In the episode, Lucy gets a freezer. Who does Lucy and Ethel get the freezer from? Oh, Uncle Oscar, right? Ethel's Uncle Oscar. But then later she says she has an Aunt Martha. So she calls herself Little Ethel. Eddie, did you ever read... Eddie says, do you ever read any background anywhere on how they made Lucy float? I know it was wires, but I wonder if there was anything in the background of how did they do that. Oh, okay. How did they... Yeah, that's a magic trick. I was a magician, so I know how it works. I don't know if I should spoil it. It's a practical effect. It all has to be done. I'll tell you, but without telling you, if that makes sense. I'm one who holds firm to the art of magic and not revealing secrets, but it's all done in the broom. It's not wires. It's all basically done in the broom. Maybe you could use your imagination. I don't know. I hate to do it. You can actually Google it and probably find it online, but I don't want to be the one to spoil a classic magic trick, because I did magic and I really respect the art, so hopefully you understand that. But yeah, it was not wires. It's a very old trick that even goes back to India and the gurus and all that stuff. So yeah. Just me, do you like the recently colored episodes? Of course, I have them. I have a few. I have Superman, and I have, hold on, where's this thing right here? I have Superman, and then the Bill Holden episode. Where's the other one? Oh yeah, right here. Also the John Wayne episodes as well. John Wayne episodes. So yes, I absolutely love them. And I have my shirt on. I'm not trying to take my shirt off. I'm trying to show you the shirt. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I got it last week and it's grown in. I love hair after like a week of it being cut, because it doesn't look cut. It looks like it's grown in, so it gets that perfect look. So I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know. I love short hair on me. I like it more. Some people like it longer on me. I like short. It just feels better for me. Van Johnson, I think he did a great job. He did the whole sleeping bit with Lucy. Not too much of messiness, but I still think, I don't know, Orson Welles gave me that like stuck-up kind of performance. Maybe that's the character they was trying to play, but no, I don't know. All the ones like Van Johnson, even Harpo Marx, they seem kind of warm, and Orson Welles. I gotta do an episode. Keep this in mind, fact or fiction, on Orson Welles and how much he made. You guys gotta know that. I gotta reveal that too. Yeah, see, there we go, Casey. Thank you. I was trying to think of more, and sometimes I have a brain fart reading all the messages, so thanks for helping me. But yes, Charles Boyer. Charles Boyer had his hat crushed. He got ink on him. There's a lot of cool facts on that. In fact, Charles Boyer did not want his actual jacket and shirt to be messed up. So get this for all of you Desi fans or non-Desi fans out there. Desi literally took off the shirt he had, gave it to Boyer to make sure that like that could get splashed, and Desi just put something else on that he had. Like, that's pretty cool. That's being a host. That's being very hospitable. So I think that's really cool. People don't know that. I mean, it's not a well-known fact. Bradness says, I think a lot of those celebs saw Lucy's genius and success. The most begged her to be in these situations. I think some did. You know, Eve Arden made a quick appearance. You know, not a long one. Jay Rose, Rick, after the taping, did they ever converse with the audience or talk to them, sign autographs? Good question. I don't know about that. Most from what I've seen and for what I'm guessing, people were pretty much ushered out and they went back to the backstage. Because then they probably would have gotten really, really, really mobbed in that sense. I'm sorry. How to pronounce your name? Damali or Damali? Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm horrible at pronouncing names. But thank you for joining the live stream. Thanks for being here. That is awesome. Trivia question. How long was the trailer in the film, The Long Trailer? Good question. I've watched it once. It wasn't my favorite movie, let me tell you. It was entertaining. So I watched it once. I didn't really pay attention. So you guys let me know. You guys teach me how long that trailer was. It's okay to remove my shirt for higher ratings. No. People would leave, and no one would ever watch me again. I tell you that. Okay. Alec, did you like that fact or fiction? I appreciate that. I kind of wanted to do something different. I moved over to Desi and wanted to, highlight him a little bit. And I kind of want to promote Desi's genius. I think we're all aware of his faults. And I'm not one to point out people's faults. We all have them, and yes, we accept them. We're all human, right? But I think people should be honored for the good things that they do. Not necessarily ignoring the bad things, because they're out there. But, I don't know. I don't have kids, but if I had a kid, I would rather my kid be remembered for the good things my kid did rather than all the bad things. And same for me. I don't know. Same thing for you guys. That's just my thought. Okay. Eve Arden, yes. Rock Hudson did his own thing. I liked his whole, whistle thing. He didn't get any pies thrown in his face or anything like that. His appearance was cool. It was a lot quicker. It was more storytelling. But yeah. There were a lot of people. Oh, Domily. Thank you so much. I love when you guys give me pronunciations. It makes me feel so good. I'm like, yay, I can say your names correctly now. I used to be a teacher, and I used to get these names that I just couldn't pronounce, and I was like, please tell me, give me the pronunciation. They would, or they'd just be like, oh, call me B, or a nickname, and that would work. I know the long trailer was long. Is that a sufficient answer? Mabel Marte, how are you? 32 feet long and weighed 3 tons. Holy moly, that's a lot. That is a lot for sure. Oh wow, Cassandra, your cousin's husband's grandfather. Okay. Worked on the soundstage on I Love Lucy. That's so cool. Oh man. Should have asked him 1,000 questions. That is cool. Yeah, the colors, I don't know if I explained that. But yes. The color was fairly accurate. Lucy Arnaz Luckenbill, the daughter of Lucille Ball, she provided some of the colors as well because she obviously knew the dresses that her mother wore and so forth. And then Desi, same thing with Desi suit. So they got a lot of the colors that they knew 100%, and they filled those into computer algorithms. And basically based on light and shading. For example, I see Lucy right now is wearing something that looked pitch black. Doesn't mean it's black though, right? It could be green, it could be dark blue, it could be all these colors. But if you tell the computer, hey, that color is dark blue, hey, that color is black, this color looks a little lighter but it's a yellow, the computer will start to recognize those different color grays, and they could pretty much estimate on a color wheel what the actual colors are. So computers fill that in, but there's an algorithm that goes into that. So it's a lot of work, but if you're looking at that, a color or two might be off here and there. It might be that accurate. Maybe if an actor is flushed, that may vary here and there. But other than that, I mean, they're fairly accurate. I'll say that. I'm glad you guys caught me. You're like, I'm glad I caught you. I'm glad you guys caught me. I'm glad I caught you guys, that you're available to see me. Vince, hey Rick, he says, could you comment on Lucy's coping with retirement and not appearing in a weekly show? Was it difficult for her? Absolutely, Vince. I've read many just documents and memoirs saying that she was devastated. She didn't know what to do. She had a family, but think about it. She no longer had a husband in that sense. She was with Gary, but she said she didn't know what to do. And in fact, she went into this crazy, and I mean that in a respectful way, crazy cleaning routine where she would clean every spot of her house over and over. It was almost like an obsession, like she needed to do something. She writes that. And I thought that was very interesting. But, eventually she got back into it. She got back into movies, and she did Here's Lucy and The Lucy Show. And she even did Stone Pillow, which had mixed reception. But she tried to keep herself busy and so forth. But, yeah, great question. I think that was a great question. Brandis, there's a coffee table book that has replicas of various I Love Lucy artifacts, including a key from the country home. Very cool book. Wow, very cool. If you do know the name, let me know. Just send the name to me, Facebook or YouTube or something. How many episodes were remastered in color? Great question. I can't tell you exactly because, like I said, there's the Bob Hope here. Not Bob Hope. John Wayne episodes, the Superman, and the Bill Holden. Right? Yep. We also have the Scotland episode, the Christmas episode. I would say around 10. 6 to 10, somewhere in there. I'm sorry, there's no accurate number. I know there's a number out there, but no more than 10, I would say. It seems like CBS will probably do that eventually. I should say CBS will do that. Absolutely, Casey. Same thing with the museum that you worked in, the Lucy Desert Museum. Fairly accurate sets, as close to how they can get it as possible. Yeah, Life with Lucy wasn't excellent. There was an episode with John Ritter, or maybe more than one, but I saw it, and he was pretty good. Arthur, did they make peace? They never really liked each other. There's an episode that you should watch, Arthur. If you haven't watched my Fred or my Bill and Viv feud video, Fact or Fiction, you need to watch it. You need to go watch it right after the live stream because I explain that. I kind of go through their feud in its entirety in a couple minutes. And so that'll kind of answer that question for you. I don't want to spoil it here. That's what the videos are for. Because I try to answer all these questions in video form so that they can kind of stay cemented in history, kind of in the history of YouTube, I guess. Because I want people who have these questions to be educated in this. You could buy all these books and scour the internet to get answers, but I kind of want my place to be like a one-stop answer to all that. So yeah, pretty cool. Charles, does anybody agree with me, especially you, Rick, whether Lucille should have taken the part in The Manchurian Candidate went to Angela Lansbury? I think yes, she should have taken it. I haven't seen that episode. I've heard it, the movie. Sorry. So I don't know. I think it maybe would have given a little bit more weight to it. I think I would have been more. If Lucy would have been in it, I probably would have had more of an interest to watch it. Let's just say that. I haven't seen it. But I heard it's pretty good, right? Because there's like a newer version and so forth. So it's good to know. No, I cannot show the episodes. Not allowed. Copyright. You wish the redecorating. That one would be cool in color. A lot of the Hollywood ones, the Hollywood hotel was really colorful. You would love to see the color of the paper art. Yeah, I think that would be just awesome. Just me, thank you. You love my vids. Well, I love your support. Thank you, guys. I always want to let you guys know that I appreciate your support so much. Jane Doe, very nice name there. Have you ever met Lucy and Desi's kids? I have not met them. I have not interviewed them, but I have chatted on Facebook with Lucy Luckenbill, which is funny. She kind of reached out to me, which is kind of interesting. I've said that in a couple live streams. But yeah, I want to see if we can maybe further that in the future. Maybe get an interview going on. Like I said, I really, really need your help, guys and gals, to help grow my channel. I really want to get to 10,000 subscribers. When I get to that point, I'll have access to YouTube space, which will give me modern equipment, modern mics and cameras so that I can do interviews. And it's actually very close to where I am. I'll just keep it there. That would be amazing. I can actually say, hey, I'm Lucy Luckenbill. Would you like to do an interview? I have a beautiful interview space where we could be, alone with cameras and, very professional equipment and done the right way. That's kind of what I'm waiting for to get to that point. So that's only with your help, guys and gals, with me making videos and you sharing them, liking them. Every share gets more people exposed to my videos. So absolutely. Well, thank you. Watching me play video games is pretty cool. I think it's kind of fun. It's a way to hear me kind of get a little silly, a little comedic, and a way to just let out frustrations and play games. So absolutely. Casey, good question. Tennessee Ernie Ford, I think at that time wasn't huge. He was more of like a Midwest type person. Remember, this is Hollywood. Kind of like country music today, I would say. I live on the west side of the United States. I know these stars, like I know like Kenny Chesney and I've Faith Hill, but if you asked me to name a song, I honestly could not. I know people who know country, but I think their genres, kind of like Tennessee Ernie Ford, he's saying country. I believe it's country, or more like Tennessee. I don't know. I'm sorry, bluegrass. I don't know that music. I apologize if any of you are big fans, but I think he just wasn't known well enough to the audience here in LA for them to clap for him. So yeah, I mean, he didn't have that star power as Bob Hope. I think no one can deny that. So, but great question. Scott, great, interesting fact here. I'm gonna have to check that out. You read once that Orson Welles lived in Lucy's guest house for a time during the heyday of I Love Lucy. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look at that. That could possibly well be, because I was reading into that. Just the Orson Welles episode and behind the scenes what happened. That's why I want to make an episode or video on that. Jad Maniac, cool name. Do you know if the Onaz children are close? Yeah, absolutely. They're super close. They do remain in contact. They've done a couple of videos, or not movies, but like documentary type things together, and they really love each other, for sure. Let me see. Oh, I didn't know that, Charles. It was like an evil role. Wow. I don't know. I think maybe Lucille Ball wanted to stay away from that type. She was always into comedy and always into making people feel good. And maybe she would have thought that would have tarnished her image. Although she did Stone Pillow, which she wasn't evil, but it was very different. So, but that was at the end of her life. Maybe she was like, I mean, not the end of her life, yeah, but she was older, and so she probably was like, what do I have to lose? I'll try something else out, So cool. Jay Rose, that would be so cool. Maybe she could come on a live chat with you and all of us. Maybe, where I record here in my little studio, isn't probably conductive to have Lucy Luckenbill come here. That's why I want an area over there. But maybe I can make that space a live stream space with like a Skype type thing. That would be amazing. What if I would bring Lucy Luckenbill on a live stream with me? Like, you guys have to really show up. Like, there has to be hundreds of people on to be able to justify that. Just for her. I can't have her on here and have her see like 30 people. So maybe in the future, for sure. All right, thank you. Go have fun at your pool party. I'm going to stay here in my air-conditioned studio. Oh, very cool. Elizabeth Edwards. I've heard she's pretty good at all of this stuff. Oh, there's a little magic trick they're doing there. Boom, look at that. Very, very cool. Scott Baker, great question. Little Ricky, he's big Ricky now. He's probably in his mid-60s. And he's doing a lot of some small roles, but he's a musician, obviously. Great drummer. He has a band. And I think, I don't know how he survived, like what his, he did for a living. He did play music, but I think he did fairly well in his music career. With the band he had. But I don't know if he did anything on the side. I don't know if he was a teacher or anything like that. I do know that one of the twins, because you do know that Little Ricky, when he's played by the little boys, the Mayer twins, one of them was a math teacher at some point, and I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, there was 6 actors who played Little Ricky, in case you don't know, and I have a video on that, so take a look at that. Actors who played Little Ricky, fact or fiction. You guys would like it. Maybe Little Ricky. Yeah, there's so many possibilities, guys. Wow. That is so awesome. Greens from Germany, thank you for joining. Wow, what time is it? I think it's like late at night, right? It is barely lunchtime here in the U.S., in the western part of the U.S. Thank you so much for tuning in. What's your name from Germany? Is it Mandragora? Mandragora. That's at least your YouTube name. Little Ricky, remember, Little Ricky again was played by 6 actors, and a lot of them are alive. Richard Keith and the Mayer twins are still alive. I don't really know about, let's see, the other twins. I'd have to think about that. If they are, I didn't really investigate, but yeah, they were young at the time, so absolutely. You wish you could meet Keith? Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. He looks like a really cool guy. He really loved Lucy, and Lucy really loved him in real life. Richard Keith played a lot with the real Desi Jr. They would have play dates. They would go and play trucks and stuff. All right, Little Ricky gets stage fright. Let's start that out. Yeah, I always pronounce it incorrectly. Thibodeau. Thibodeau? Thibodeau. 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 I'm trying to memorize it. That's how I memorize things. Thibodeau. Thibodeau. Okay. Now I literally have to see it visually and then say it. And then I'm a very visual person, so I'll see it and I should be okay with that. Thibodeau. I think I got it. Alright, deep sea fishing, not the episode. Stage fright. Little Ricky gets stage fright. I do like Desi when he's like without pants in that one shot, in the beginning shot. Keith Thibodeau. Thibodeau. That makes sense. Alright, Little Ricky gets stage fright. October 22nd, 1956. Episode 156. Rating share is not available. Filmed on a Thursday as usual. June 21st, 1956. Supporting cast. Keith Thibodeau. And Mr. Crawford, Howard McNear from Andy Griffith's show. He was Floyd the Barber. Mrs. Van Fossen, Marjorie Bennett. That name is so familiar. Marjorie Bennett. Huh. Okay, she was the flutist. Laurie Blaine, the violinist. And you have all the ones in the band. I won't list them all. No names really stick out. Jeffrey Woodruff, Larry Gleason, Robert Norman, Buddy Noble, Earl Roby. Huh. And the music, 5'2", Eyes of Blue. Is that what they say? I never knew what they actually said. Very, very cool. And that's one where Lucy puts the shoes on her knees and she kneels down and pretends like she's a little kid. So absolutely. 10 p.m. Oh my goodness. You are so awesome for watching and supporting this late. Thank you so much. J Rose. Yes. Did they eat chocolate? Really? Which one? In the one where in the chocolate factory? Yeah, they were. I mean, that was real chocolate and it was in their mouths. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how much of them they swallowed because that's a lot of chocolate, but I do want to make a video eventually on Hazel Pierce and so forth, but I'm gonna wait, guys and gals, and the reason is I'm making the videos that I'm making now kind of in a strategic way. I want to reach as most people possible because I want to grow my channel, obviously, and I want to get to that point where I have enough people where I can start putting those actors. Because I would say most people who just casually watch I Love Lucy doesn't know who Hazel Pierce was. I didn't until about a year ago. And so you guys are very hardcore, and I've gotten very hardcore recently with I Love Lucy. So again, I want to open this up to people who are maybe, Fred and Ethel, but then it's like they'll see a feud and they'll be like, wait, they had a feud? And then they'll watch the video, Hazel Pierce, they'll be like, who's this woman? Why, So I think I'll get to that point, but absolutely, great question. Oh yeah, Josh, many favorites. People love Vitamina Benjamin. I think the casual Lucy watchers as well as the chocolate episode, that's their favorites, for sure. Greetings from Chicago, or greetings from Los Angeles. You know, the Lucy Desi biopic, I'd like to see more information, Sweet Pea, on that. That'd be really, really interesting. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, just send me a link. I would love to take a look at that. So, very, very cool. Marjorie Bennett was an Aussie-born actress. Yeah, I feel like I know her. Or, like, not know her, but I've heard of her. In something. Not on the Stooges. But in something. I'm gonna have to think. She was a young girl, so I doubt she was in the Stooges. Yeah, guys, I'm getting a lot of comments, so please don't think sometimes that I'm ignoring your questions. Believe me, that's why the super chat is there. It highlights your questions, so I won't miss it. It's another way to support the channel as well. But again, you can re-ask if I happen to miss it. So just please understand that that again, these messages are like a scrolling thing, and I even have on slow mode. Sometimes I'm talking the episode, so just to let you know, okay? So feel free to ask again if I missed it. Because then sometimes if I go too far back, then I'll keep rolling, I'll miss even more, so it just messes it up. So Scott, so as Little Ricky, we're talking about Richard Keith, and yes, he did. That's one of the reasons they hired him, because he was such a good drummer, and they wanted someone like Desi, who was a really good drummer. And so, yeah, absolutely. Remember, there were 6 Little Ricky actors, and so the last one, Richard Keith, he was great at it. So yes, he played the drums. Yep, absolutely, Bradness. Always backing me up and supporting me. That's great. I love it. You're sure Ricky and Ethel would have been great together too. You don't see many scenes with them together, and I kind of think that's a shame. You do see a couple with Lucy and Fred, and I cherish those because they're very few, and I think they worked really, really great together. Remember, William Frawley, Fred Mertz, was the one who originally reached out to Lucille Ball and said, "Hey, I need a job," and then she was like, "I would love to use you. We just got to check with Desi." Again, Desi was the head of the household, the boss. And so, yeah. Arthur, is there anything Lucy and Jamestown? Absolutely. There's a whole bunch of stuff. There's statues and the Lucy Desi Museum. That's her hometown. So, and she's buried there. She was buried here in LA. And then I think in 2006 or in the mid-2000s, she was flown. Her body was flown back. Her remains were flown back to Jamestown, because her daughter and son wanted her to be in her birthplace. Frank Nelson, yes, Cynthia. Frank Nelson, did he enjoy his time on I Love Lucy? Absolutely. I think he did pretty well. Remember, in the Connecticut episodes, he shows up quite often, and I think I did a whole video on Frank Nelson. So if you want more information on him, go ahead and take a look at that. Josh, look at that. You looked up Chaplin. Was in Limelight with Chaplin. See, I knew that. I knew I've seen her name before, so thank you for checking that out. Very, very cool. Jane Doe, the lady from I Dream of Jeannie, was on I Love Lucy when she was younger. She would be cool to speak about her working with the cast. Oh, man. Have a crush on Barbara Eden. Her name was Barbara Eden, and she was on I Love Lucy. She played Diana Jordan. I think she's gorgeous. Even she's in her 80s now, I think. Still gorgeous. And I think that would be amazing to speak with her. Awesome. I did a video on her cameo on the show. Absolutely. Oh, people don't know about Lucy in Germany. That is horrible. You got to share my video so that people that know you see Lucy, who she is, because she is amazing. Domily, they actually replaced the statue with a better one. So, just to let you know. Oh, and there are 2 museums, Dennis. Thank you for correcting me on that. I thought there was only one. Good to know that there's 2. Alec, do you know why Keith is not mentioned in the opening and closing credits? Good question. I think because of his age. Think about it. The Mayer twins weren't as well. I just think it's their age. They just weren't billed as big stars. However, when you go to the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour, they always name him as Little Ricky. They don't say Richard Keith or his name. Yep, Casey knows it. She's a Jamestown frequenter. She frequents Jamestown, and absolutely everything Lucy's pretty much moved up there, which is unfortunate for me because I'm here. But c'est la vie, right? Yes. That was a set, Will. That was a set. Good question. Doesn't mean that his house wasn't modeled after that, or the set wasn't modeled after his home, but that was definitely a set. That was absolutely a set. All these things, they need to be sets because remember, they fit in that stage. All the filming was pretty much on the stage except for literally 2 or 3 scenes of I Love Lucy, which is amazing. Those 2 stages that I went to visit, go check out those videos. I explain more there. But definitely something to think about, that this was all sets. All sets. Am I a fan of who's asking me? Josh, you're asking me if I'm a fan of I Dream of Jeannie? Does that answer your question? She's amazing. This is a whole series. So I might get to that eventually. She's so great. My favorite is Dr. Bellows. He's hilarious because he's oblivious to everything and everything happens to him. I think he's a hilarious character, and Barbara Eden is adorable in it. Larry Hagman is great as well. I think he's amazing. Yes, Bill Frawley was on My Three Sons. Why'd they get rid of it at Universal Studios? Great question. Most likely because popularity. I was there, and every time I was there, it would be empty. It would be really empty. Most people wouldn't go there. I think it was just sign of the times. Everyone knows who Lucy is, but when you go to Universal Studios, you want to go on rides, you want to go on attractions, and this was like something, I think, kind of niche for Universal Studios. You're going to go on rides, you bring your kids probably don't want to go to I Love Lucy, you know what I mean? This is more for someone who's a little older. I would include myself in that. I would be embarrassed as a little kid because my friends didn't watch Lucy, and so I would sneak in there every once in a while and see it and leave and so forth. But yeah, it's a shame. I would love to know where all that stuff is. I wish I had a contact where I can, probably at the Lucy Desi Museum, but there was so much there that I can't fathom the fact that it wasn't. Maybe Lucy Luckenbill knows. I would love to ask her. Maybe I should message her and just see. I'm going to try, guys and gals, and see what's up. So, yeah. Will, has CBC, as I call it, reached out to you? Nope. Can I give you that quick answer? Nope. Short and sweet. Sweet Pea, was Lucy pregnant throughout the majority of season 2? Yes. Yeah, short answer there. In the pilot episode, she was either pregnant with Lucy, her daughter, or coming off of the pregnancy. But yeah, she was pregnant for most of season 2. Oh, the part up until she had the baby, right? Definitely. But yeah, some of the episodes, yes, when they found out she was pregnant, they filmed 5 in conjunction. Really quick succession. They really didn't leave the apartment. It was just really something they could do to fill in the gaps when they knew she would be off, to give her like 5 weeks off, something like that. And absolutely. So I love these questions, guys. Thank you so much. Keep asking. I love it, love it, love it. J Rose, do it. Tell her we love her parents so much. Oh, I definitely told her. That there's a big fan base of people who really respect and love her mom. So, Casey, the Universal Studios exhibit is at Jamestown. Really? Okay. All of it. So all of it is there. Oh, man. I wish it was here. I wish it was in like a little museum section where it's just so sad that like everything is in one place. You know, I love that like Florida had a little bit of it. LA had a little bit of it, and New York had a little. So, you know, it's kind of all across, but now it's like all in one area. So, you know. Yes, Brightness, of course. She was only married twice, I believe. Yes, Desi and Gary Morton. And in fact, I don't know if you guys knew, fun fact, Vivian Vance did not really get along with Morton. She just didn't like him. Like, there was just something about him she didn't like. She didn't get along. Doesn't mean he was a bad guy or she was a bad woman or anything like that. They just, that was part of, they were really good friends, Lucy and Viv, and that was one of the reasons they kind of lost touch. After she got married, Viv you know, she was like, eh. She just thought everything was a little different. So, yep. Steel City men, they could not say they were pregnant. They would say expecting. Expecting. Well, D, he only appeared on I Love Lucy, the official I Love Lucy, twice, right? Season 1. Yeah, his character definitely changed. He was also on the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour as a judge. I think he was great in that. He was hilarious in that. I think he had to kind of... Gil Gordon had to play the Fred Mertz, but he also had... He wasn't obviously Lucy's husband, but he played like a male caretaker friend type position, and so I think he was really juggling like 2 or 3 parts. That's my opinion. Yes, J Rose, she was married to Philip Ober, and she was married as well to another individual that name escapes me right now. I was reading about it actually recently, and I'm not gonna try to guess his name because I probably won't get it. But she remarried as well, and so she was married a few times as well. Philip Ober was in a couple I Love Lucy episodes, and I do cover him in my cameos. I want to see if I can kind of find a photo somewhere, but he was pretty good friends with the whole team. He would appear at the Emmys. I'm trying to see if I can find that photo. No, that's with John Wayne. There's one with the Emmys where they're all, you know, they're all just kind of there. But yeah, if you Google it, Philip Ober, he appeared on 2 episodes. So yeah, kind of cool. Lucy Goes to Germany. Is that like the Ricardos go to Japan, or is that one where they go to Europe? No, they don't officially go to Germany in an episode. They go to France. They go to Italy, England, Scotland, London, England, you know. No kids for Vivian. Good question. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. You guys can, again, correct me on that, fact check me on that, but I don't, from what I know, I don't think she did. What's my favorite member of the team? Oh, you're really going to make me choose one? I can't. I think it's all the synergy. The genius is in the 4 of them, I think. Take away any of them, and I think they're not as strong. I think they're a collective team. It's like the Three Stooges. You know, I may have my favorite who's like, you know, funny, but I would not like to see the Two Stooges, even if my favorite is amongst them, if that makes sense. So, yes. Josh, you've never been on the West Coast? Are there a lot of places to visit for classic TV fans? Oh, yeah, absolutely. All of the I Love Lucy actual locations, her home, the stages where she filmed that, they're all here. Desilu Studios, all 3-4 studios are here. There's Hollywood Boulevard. There's the Max Factor Museum. There's the Guinness Book of World Records. Oh, Hollywood's a place to be in that sense. There's more like Lucy museum-ish stuff, like her clothing and things like that over in Jamestown. We don't have that stuff, but we have more locations, if that makes sense. Casey, yeah, we definitely could do that. We definitely could pull our strengths together. That's definitely something we can do. We can talk on Facebook or something like that. Oh geez, a lot of questions, which is good. Keep them coming. That's why that super chat feature is amazing. Jane Doe. I also heard Desi lost all rights to Desilu after the divorce. He didn't lose the rights. He actually sold them. Jane Doe, you should really watch my last video, which kind of explains what happened to that. So I'm not going to spoil that. That's what the videos are for. So please, Jane Doe, watch my last video on Desi Arnaz and his $53 million studio. That's one of the things I'll do, guys and gals. If any of the questions that you're asking are in my videos, again, I'm going to refer you to my videos because I think I put a lot of work into them, and I think it does them justice to go in there. That's why I do these live streams. I answer questions, but to point to the videos because I want them to be a source of information for you guys. So definitely. Yeah, Gil Gordon got the pies. Lucy did too. She loved that for sure. Synergy Rick. Oh, yes. Switzerland. That was another episode as well. There we go. John Dobbs. Thank you so much, Bradness. Absolutely. John Dodds. D, not B. Very, very cool. Arthur, you lost interest in the Stooges after Shemp left? Oh, absolutely. I'd agree with you on that. I don't think you're wrong in your assessment. Some people would not agree, but absolutely. I loved it all up until Shemp. And that's pretty much it. But pretty much what I'm going to do, I'm going to include the Joe Besser ones. Curly Joe. Oh, you don't like Shemp? Oh, I think Shemp has an amazingness to him. Curly is very out there, and I think Shemp has a very subtle but also very comedic tone that is different. He's a break from Curly for me. So they're very different. But yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, Will. Well, thank you. Absolutely. Fran Drescher, I think she was pretty good. She was obviously a very big Lucy fan and modeled her character. And I think her nanny character was very Lucy-esque, if I can even use that term. So, absolutely. Oh, I love Curly. Absolutely. I love Larry. I'm a Mo guy, though. I'm Mo. I think I appreciate Shemp's quiet genius. I think there's a genius in Shemp, which some people underestimate. He was the oldest, of course, of the brothers on the show, or in the shorts, and which would mean like he'd have to be the smartest. No, he was the dumbest in the series. So I think that's pretty funny. A tarantula, yes, that was Larry, of course. Yes, Arthur, did I see the one with Curly and Shemp together? Yeah, Hold That Line, I think it's called. They're on a train, and Curly is a passenger on the boat. Curly's a passenger on the train, and he has hair in that one. Isn't that cool? Joe Besser loved doing the Stooges, and I'm not going to go throw hate on Joe Besser. I think he did the best with the scripts that they gave him, and coming in when he had two other actors who were already pretty much playing that part. He did the best he could do. He did the best he could do. Listen to my words, because he didn't want to take any pies. He didn't want to take any slaps. He saw himself as a seasoned actor, but that was beneath him. And honestly, I really think that made the short suffer. That's my thought. I know maybe that's a controversial opinion, but I do really hold to that. And I think his shorts would have been better if he would have been in on the action, because then the other two actors had to take that, and it didn't feel like the Stooges felt like he was untouchable. That's just my thought. Yeah, Will, very interesting thoughts on the RKO video. People are giving really cool insights into that, so absolutely. Oh man, Casey, look at this question. If I could choose Stooges or Lucy, I think I would choose Lucy, and I would tell you why. It doesn't mean it's better. I watch Lucy pretty much every night before I go to bed. I fall asleep to it. And the Stooges are a little boisterous for me at night. They don't help me wind down. Lucy helps me wind down. And so I like the Stooges when I want to get riled up. So I don't know. It's not a fair question in the sense of I have to, marry one, kill the other one. But again, I love both. So yeah. Oh, absolutely, Josh. And keep in mind, hopefully you guys are all subscribed. Please, if you're not, please do so. It does help out my channel. I'm trying to get to 10,000. That would help me, like I said, get into YouTube space so that I can, get to interviews and these cool things that I want to do. So we're creeping up. We're getting there. And I thank you guys for supporting what I do. Arthur, he didn't want to do anything, Stooges. Those are Arthur's words. That's funny. 23! Fright Garcia, you made it. Scott, what do you think of our gang? Meaning you guys, the viewers, you guys are awesome. You guys are the best. You guys are just so cool. You guys are so supportive in what I do. Oh, Dennis, thank you for correcting me. Wait, did I say that wrong? Curly Joe and Joe Derby. Here's what I always do, because again, I don't know much about Joe Besser. I just call him Joe Besser because I don't get him confused. And Joe Dorita. Although it is Curly Joe, they're both Joes. So that's where I get the confusion. I know Joe Dorita was the one all the way at the end, the one who passed away in 93. And then Joe Besser was the one who took over for Shemp. But then the Curly Joe thing throws me off. Yeah. I don't know why they did that. It was just confusing. Have you ever taken the Paramount Studio tour? The Desilu studio that was RKO is now part of Paramount. Yep. And they show you Lucille Ball's former dressing room. That's pretty cool. I should go. I should go to Paramount Studios and ask to film. Although that's more of a guided tour, I'm guessing. So I would love to maybe get a little higher up in my subscribers so I can, be like, hey, I want to use my camera. Please let me. Was the violence on the Stooges real? They tried their best to not hurt each other, although they did get hurt. And when they poked each other's eyes, Cynthia, just in case you know, they didn't actually go for the eyes. Mo said they would go for the eyebrows. However, they said, please don't try that because your eyebrows can slip to your eyes. They were trained professionals in a sense. And if you poke your eyes, it can be really painful. And you could, if you really go into, it's kind of grotesque, but you can go into your socket. So, that's why they say don't try that. They know what they were doing, and sometimes they missed and they got bruised. But yeah, something to note and keep in mind. Arthur, what do you think of the Little Rascals? Oh, I love the Little Rascals. I honestly haven't seen much of the original. I grew up seeing the 93 version. I know those aren't the original, but I really got into that. One of my friends from grammar school was a Little Rascal, he was an actor in it, and I thought that was cool. But yeah, I think they're pretty cool. I think there's a funny type idea of the little kids and, being rascal. I don't know. It's cool. I think the movie was all right. I do not have any vids on them, John Rose. I want to expand to other shows. Marx Brothers, Gilligan's Island, movie shows. I Dream of Jeannie, Seinfeld, shows like that, and then branch out. I want to do the more popular shows that cater to the most amount of people, and then work my way into some other shows that may be a little more niche. So I think Little Rascals I would classify as niche. I Love Lucy, everyone knows I Love Lucy. So yeah, something to just keep in mind. Alright guys, again, so the episode is done. I'm going to have to take off. I want some lunch. I want some food. WC Fields, someone to keep in mind as well. Alright guys and gals, thank you so much for your love and your support. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you all next time. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video and subscribe. It does help me out. Please share any of my videos. All that stuff really helps me out, and I do appreciate it. Again, YouTube is free, and I put a lot of work into it, and I want to keep it free for you guys. So thanks. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your love. And as always, keep positive. Always important. Don't focus on the problems. And most importantly, be hopeful. And yes, my dog was barking, so he's got to be fed. All right, see you later, everyone.